Hi all, and thanks for watching. In this video, I'm just going to do some gameplay with Metro Last Light Redux using my Reshade with SweetFX and the Reshade update. Now, if this is the first time running the game after you've installed the mod, then you'll just want to set up your Reshade panel, and you can do that by pushing Shift F2. And you'll just click Continue, give it a name, call it Metro, and hit enter. You'll see the Reshade and the SweetFX are both listed, so just hit the continue and finish, and then push the Shift F2 to close the panel, and you're all set. Now you can enable and disable the effects by pushing the scroll lock, and right now we're seeing the enhanced effects. This adds SMAA, FXAA, HDR, VIBRANCE, CURVES, LUMASHARPEN, and LIFTGAMMAGAIN, all to bring up the definition in the game and bring out those base colors and allow you to have a much nicer game experience while you're playing. And I'll just turn them off here so you can actually see the difference. And as you notice, the game has kind of a grayish flat look to it, and you're not making out a lot of that fine detail. The definition and the surrounding area aren't quite as sharp as they were when it was running, and I'll just turn it back on here, and as you can see, now you're making all those fine details out. The blemishes on the metal, the cracks and such are coming up in the surrounding tunnel. You can see all the base colors have become a lot sharper, and the overall picture is much more natural looking. This isn't meant to change the game, but rather enhance the overall game. And I'm just going to go into a chapter here, and we'll just pick one, and I'll show you a bit of gameplay here. So let's see. I'll just pick this one, Ashes. Okay, so we're just going to get into the area here and play a bit of gameplay. So if you notice, the weapons and everything, you're able to actually make out the detailing on the metal and on her clothing. Everything's coming out quite sharp. You can see all the threading on her hood and such. And again, I'll just turn off the effects here. And we haven't lost a lot of the base color and such, but it is all kind of gray, and that gray overtone kind of flattens out the overall picture. And I'll just turn it back on here, and as you can see now, all that fine detail, everything is coming out much sharper and much more natural looking. The stock of her weapon, you can actually see the grain on the wood and the imperfections. Now we'll just head into the map area here, and I'll just show you around. As you can see, you see all the base detail in the actual tile work and such. I'll turn on my flashlight, and I'll just switch off the effects one more time here. And if you notice, now the tiling has become quite flat looking. You lose a lot of that detail, and it's really not as sharp as it was with the Reshade and SweetFX. So I'll turn that back on, and now you can see all the various color variations. You can see all the cracks and the patterns in the tiles, and it basically affects the entire game, so the entire game should look a lot sharper for you overall.
I'll cover the passage. Great, you did fine after all.
Okay, so I'll just go through here. I'll actually pick up all the items so I can show you where the item locations are too. And here's your first one here. And we'll just keep heading through here. If if you notice, all the vegetation, the actual tunnel looks much more sharp, and all those base colors are really coming out. This doesn't add any special lighting effects, rather it just enhances the existing lighting effects, giving you a better looking shadow and lighting effect in the game also. So this is the second item here. It's the skeleton in the back corner next to that box. And I'll just head up here and follow her around. Okay. Now back here, you'll find your items. Now the diary normally is right here next to the skeleton for this level, but I've already picked it up and finished this level, so I'll just grab that. That's your third item location. And let me just turn off the effects here. And as you notice, the true definition is no longer coming through. We've lost a lot of that definition. It looks more flat and not as natural. As well as down the tunnel there, the lighting is kind of grayish. And I'll just turn the effects back on. And now we can actually see all the moss growth on the walls. The coloration and the lighting's coming through more naturally, and the game looks a lot more sharp, as well as the spider webs and the items he's actually holding, his weapon, the lighter there.
Surface. Put your mask on.
Okay. So we'll just head outside here with her, and you can have a look at what to expect from the detail in the outer areas as well. Now this does give it a more high resolution look also, as it's using the HDR settings and the extra SMAA and the FXAA in order to enhance the overall look. And basically here we are outside. If you look at the vehicles, you can see the actual detail coming through on them. The rust colors, everything looks more natural. And let me just turn that off. And if you notice, everything's become kind of grayish looking. And in the distance, you can't really make out the true definition. And I'll just turn it back on. And now we're getting that really nice look and definition to the objects in the surrounding area. So we'll just follow her through.
Look for the creature. I'm thinking that since the Dark Ones are so fond of you, it'll sense you, or smell you, or whatever the fuck they do, and come from hiding. Just try to stay in the open so I can cover you. We'll maintain radio contact. And if you have second thoughts, don't worry. I'll do it. Okay then.
Okay.
Good luck.
Alright. So I'm just going to go around here, and you'll find another item back here in a filter. Now if you notice, the detail on the clothing also comes through quite nicely. You get all of the threading and the sew lines and such, and you can make everything out. Same with the detail along the edge here. All of that is coming up clearly. Let me just switch off the effects again. And if you notice, now you've lost that proper shading and lighting, and the base colors again have become kind of flat looking. And as well, the clothing, you can't quite make out the clothing weaves anymore. That's also become flat. So I'll just switch that back on, and we'll just head over here.
I'm in position. I can see you. Something's still burning where the nest was.
Okay.
That's some fine way to see some kind of movement. Get ready. On the right. I'm working on them. Those aren't Dark Ones. They're watching. That hell was bad luck. Get ready.
So if you notice, even looking through the sight, it looks a lot sharper. And objects off in the distance there, I'll just turn off the effects here. And if you notice, that gray tone kind of overlaps everything, makes it look much flatter. You don't see the true definition or the true colors in the game. And I'll switch that back on here, just have a quick look around. And here we are. As you can see, it becomes much more vibrant, and that definition really comes out in the game. So I'm just going to head around here. The water itself looks like actual water with a proper reflection, so everything should look a lot more natural. Here's your next item here. And we'll just head around the corner.
I think I see it. About 30 meters from your position. 2 o'clock. There it is. It looks small. What's keeping you? Come on.
Okay.
Fast. How did it do that? Circle it from the left. Still there. Wait. It should be here.
We'll just follow him around.
See it. You're going down, you little fucker.
And we're just about finished here. We just have to follow this fellow around. But if you notice, even his detail is coming through a lot sharper. You're getting more true blacks and true colors than what you'd normally see.
It's right above you. Watch out. Down.
Okay. So this should just about finish up this level, and hopefully you've enjoyed this video. If there are any questions, please let me know in the comments below. Otherwise, thanks a lot for watching. Take care, and I'll talk to you again.